Hi, my name's Matt Bales and I'm head strength and conditioning coach here at the St. James. I'm going to go through some maintenance things for athletes while we're away, while you're at home, things you can take on the road when you travel. Very, very simple. We're going to start with soft tissue work. Any kind of ball will work. Most athletes have lacrosse balls, baseballs, softballs at home, so that's the easiest thing to grab, put in your bag, take with you. So let's get started. So we're going to start at our lowest point. We're going to start with calves. One thing you can do is called a calf smash. So you're going to sit in a 90-90 position, take the ball, and you're just going to apply firm pressure to your calf, moving it up and down. You want to make sure that whenever you're doing any kind of soft tissue work, you're breathing. Don't hold your breath because it doesn't work as well if you do that. All right? So you can go one side and then flip, and you take the ball of your hand and just press in there, create a little cross friction. If this position is hard for you to sit in, another option you can go with is you can take the ball and put it right behind your calf, hug, and then you can make controlled circles with your foot. Take as much time as you need between two sides. So the next thing we're going to move on to is your glutes or your butt cheeks. You're going to sit on the ball. If you're sitting on your right hip, you're going to lean to the right. And then you're just going to move up and down, slowly tracing the curve of your cheek. Next, we're going to go into your TFL. Most people consider this their IT band. We're going to isolate this little area up here, right where your pocket is. You're going to lean into the ball, now laying on your side. You're going to go up and down, just trying to trace from the top of your hip just a little bit down the side of your leg. Next, we're going to dig into your quads and hip flexors. So front of the leg all the way up to the top of your hip again, but now we're facing the floor. You're going to sandwich the ball in between you and the ground. Move slowly back and forth. If you hit a sticky spot, you can create a little cross friction by bending and extending your leg. So next we're going to go into mobility and stability. The goal of this section is to get your body even more prepped for movement. We want to make sure that we can move through good ranges of motion, full ranges of motion, and we also want to make sure that the muscles are activated, ready to move. So the first one is an exercise a lot of people see a lot. It's a hip lift, but when we do hip lifts, we want to make sure that we're using our glutes. All right, so when you lift up, you're squeezing your butt, you're not arching your back, your abs should actually be tight. You can pause for a second and then come right back down. You're gonna go for 20 seconds. The next one we're gonna do is called back burns. So now we're rolled over onto our stomach. We're gonna keep our chest up, legs straight, glutes tight, hands never touch the ground if we can help it. You're gonna reach up as high as you can, and then you're gonna pass back under the shoulders and go down. Nice and controlled, keeping the shoulder blades pinched together. We'll go for 20 seconds. After that, we're gonna move into high plank shoulder taps, a little bit more shoulder activation, getting the abs involved a little bit more. We're gonna have our hands in a diamond under our face, squeezing our butt, keeping our abs tight like we're bracing for a punch. Nice and slow. One hand comes up, touches the shoulder, and then we switch. The goal is to limit movement and rotation through the spine and hips. All right, next we're gonna combine two stretches. We're gonna go into a three-legged dog and a pigeon to really get the hips to open up, get a little bit of ankle mobility, stretch the hamstrings. So from push-up position, you're gonna use your arms to push yourself back. As you go back, one foot will go flat to the ground while one goes up to the ceiling. You'll pause here, straight legs on both sides, and then when you come back through, you're gonna bring that leg that was up in the air in between your hands so your shin is flat on the ground and your chest is up. You can alternate sides, nice and under control for 20 seconds. The next stretch we'll get into is called World's Greatest Stretch. I'm gonna turn a little bit so you can see all angles. We're gonna still be in our push-up position, but now we're gonna bring one foot outside of the same hand. We're gonna take that arm, try to get your elbow to the inside of your ankle, and then you're gonna open up, pinching your shoulder blades together, looking up at the hand in the air. So for this one, we'll go 20 seconds on each side. All right, so now we're gonna progress into dynamic flexibility. The goal here is to really prep for movement, so you can consider this movement integration. We're gonna work on some key movements that we're gonna use in any workout, but we really wanna make sure that we're grooving the joints now that we're loose and stable, so we can be prepared for our workout that is to come. Thing number one, handcuff RDLs. We're gonna hold our hands behind our back like we're in handcuffs. We're gonna make sure our shoulder blades stay back, soft knees. We're gonna drive our hips backwards, keeping our chest up and our back flat. And the goal is to find a stretch here in the hamstrings, maybe a little bit in your glutes. Hold it for a second, and then come back up. So we really wanna groove a smooth range of motion, shoulders back, back flat. Hit 5 to 10 reps. When we're done with that, we're gonna space our feet out just a little wider. We're gonna go overhead. Keep your hands up as tall as you can. We're gonna do overhead squats. Hips go back first, just like our RDL. Then we sit with the knees out, chest stays up, and then we stand up. When we do this, the ankle should bend, okay? So your knee should end up a little bit in front of your ankle. Hips are back, knees are out, and again, chest is up, back is flat. 5 to 10 reps here. When we finish that, we'll go into a lunge matrix. So you're gonna do 3 different lunges on one side before we switch to the other side. So you're gonna go forward, out to the side, and then a drop step. So we're stepping back at 45, sitting on that leg, coming back to the front. So you can hit 5 reps of all 3 angles on one side, and then you can switch to the other side. All right, so we've made it through dynamic flexibility. Now we're going into rapid response. As we've worked our way through the workout, the speed of everything has picked up. We're getting more aggressive, more intense. Now we're gonna get ready to move fast. So first thing we're gonna do is 2-leg pogos. A couple ways you can do this. You can either stay low and bounce on your feet as fast as you can for 10 seconds, or you can get creative and make shapes. I like to do squares because it involves every direction. So up, over, back, over. So 10 seconds on 2 legs, and then you switch it up to single legs. You can either go in place, front to back, side to side, or you can hit your squares. All right, so we're gonna pick up the tempo a little bit more. We're going into game speed skills. Everyone can move front to back. What I wanna focus on is moving side to side. If you have room to add a sprint at the end of these drills, by all means do it. But for right now, we're gonna work on lateral movement. So drill number 1, 3-step cut. We're worried about covering space laterally. So all it is 1, 2, 3. You can pretend you have hurdles if you want, or you can find a line. The goal, first, technique, then rhythm, and then speed. So as you get good at this, you can start to go fast, and then you can start to try to really cover space. All right, so that's our 3-step cut. Once you've got that down, we'll go into a crossover. Same starting position, but now, instead of being here, you're gonna plant straight down, then cross, and replace. So it'll be 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Same thing, develop rhythm, then speed and power. And we always want to be stable on the landing. Try to balance, don't wobble, definitely don't fall over. All right, now we're ready for our strength and power session, the bulk of our workout that we've been waiting for. We've got 4 simple exercises. We're gonna do squat jumps, walking lunges, push-up options, and then bear crawls. You're gonna wanna do 3 to 5 sets of everything with 30 to 60 seconds rest in between. So squat jumps, we're gonna do 5. All you wanna do, give me that good squat, and then jump, stick your landing, reset. You'll knock out 5 of those. Immediately after that, you're gonna go into walking lunges. Hands on the hips, staying tall and stable. You've got 10 total. Once you finish your lunges, push-up options. You've got 2 options for push-ups. If you can do normal push-ups, hands under the chest, abs tight, all the way down under control, all the way up without doing the worm, that's what we want you to do. Otherwise, you can go down on your toes, place your knees on the ground, and then push up and reset. Once you finish your push-ups, we're gonna bring your knees under your hips, 2 inches from the ground, and you're gonna do 20 steps total. Opposite arm, opposite leg. We're gonna go slow motion. Make sure the abs are working, keeping your back nice and flat and controlled. Again, you're gonna wanna go through 3 to 5 sets of that with 30 to 60 seconds rest in between. It's a well-rounded workout to finish up everything that we've done so far, and you're good to go. So that's us, great workout. This is something that is great before practices, games, tournaments, or even before a normal weightlifting session to get you primed and ready to go. If you're out of season, I recommend doing it 2 to 3 times per week just to keep you physically prepared for what you might have coming up. I would like to thank everyone for tuning in. My name is Matt Bales, again, head strength and conditioning coach for the St. James. Hope to see you soon.